What's up guys, Syiler here, and we are back continuing our Glory of the Cataclysm Hero dungeon guide. When you complete all the Cataclysm dungeons and the achievements within them, you will get the Volcanic Stone Drake, and we're on to the third dungeon now, which is Vortex Pinnacle. If you don't know where that's located, it's in Uldum, kind of to the southeast, and it's located in the sky, so look up, and look for kind of like platforms in the sky, and you'll find Vortex Pinnacle. Now make sure you are on Heroic difficulty, all these achievements need to be done on Heroic. To do that, right click on your character portrait, go down to Dungeon difficulty and select 5-man Heroic. And there's two achievements we're going to get from this dungeon. We're going to get extra credit bonus stage and no static at all. No static at all comes from the last boss, and extra credit bonus stage can be done whenever you want. When you've cleared the dungeon, as you're clearing the dungeon, it's up to you. I'd recommend saving it till last, just because it makes it easier because you get the teleports around the dungeon. But it's up to you, you can do it as you go along if that's something you prefer. So, in these packs, I kill off the Gust Soldiers first. I just feel they kind of dish out the most damage, but it's up to you if you're feeling the casters are doing more damage to you, then pick them off quickly. Use CC on these packs if you need to, but as a level 90, even lower geared, as long as you take it slow, maybe use defensives or CDs if you need to, you should have no problem with the trash, or really the bosses in this dungeon. There's not really any crazy damage at any point as long as you play smart. So we're just going to kill off the trash and head towards the first boss. These sentries basically despawn or kind of like hide basically when your character's facing towards them. So if they're doing a little bit too much damage, you're getting overwhelmed, just turn your character towards them and they'll despawn. These the princes, they have like a load of little lads. The cloud princes have a load of little lads underneath them, so get ready to do a little bit of AoE when you do engage them. They don't seem apparent at first until you actually pull them, and then you'll notice all these little twister dudes. So we're going to kill off the pack, doing some AoE to cleave down the lads first of all, because they do a considerable amount of damage. I wouldn't really recommend leaving them up. I would AoE them down as soon as possible. And we get to the first boss. This boss doesn't have an achievement attached to it, so you can just kill it as normal. You want to stand inside the sort of tornado circle, and then eventually the boss will bring the tornado circle inwards. And at that point, you know, just move out. It does a bit of damage, and then just wait till the tornado circle's finished. So right now I'm looking for one of the golden orbs for the extra credit bonus stage. They're usually hanging off the side. There's one. And what you would do is you jump off and click it. As you're falling, you would click on the orb, and that is one collected. And for the extra credit bonus stage, what we need to do is collect 5 orbs within the dungeon. There's more than 5, so you don't need to make sure you get like every single one. There's usually maybe about 8 or 9, maybe a little bit more than that, but you definitely have more than you need. So just keep an eye on where they are, and as you go through the dungeon, you can collect them there and then, or you can collect them at the end. As I said, I would recommend collecting them at the end. These dragons, make sure you pull them out of the green circle because it will heal them. You can stand in the green circle if you want. It's a little bit tricky to not have the dragon in it as well, and it will heal you, but you know, it's not really worthwhile. For these 2 golden orbs here, what you would do is you'd move to the edge of the platform, and then this orb would knock you off the platform, giving you a little bit more momentum. And you'll be able to click the orb because it is quite far away from the edge of the platform. You can't make that jump on your own. So you'd use the sort of the push from the orb that's in the middle to basically push you off the edge so you can click the orb. And that's another 2 orbs. So we've already come across 3 for the 5 that we need. And you'll see a lot more as we go through the run. Once again, another dragon, we're going to pull that away. And these assassins put a stacking debuff on you. It can be cleansed off of any kind of like ability that you can use that gets rid of movement impairing effects, or if you can dispel poison as well, I think that will do it. But as you see, I use Hand of Freedom, that will dispel the stacks. They do slow you, and they do a decent amount of stacking damage, so if you can dispel them, I would recommend it. So now we're on to the second boss, and this boss actually drops a mount. You can find this on normal difficulty. It drops the Drake of the South or East? I can never remember which one it is, but it drops a Drake of the Wind anyway. And there's also 2 orbs on this fight, and what you do is you use the tornadoes to knock you up underneath the orbs, and then you'll click on the orb while you're midair. As you seen me do a second ago, I used the tornado to fly me into the air, clicked on the orb, and then that's another orb collected. So that's 5 we found total. There's 2 in this little room here. And as you see, you'd use the tornado just like that, just to get them. But that boss doesn't have an achievement attached to it, so you can kill that once again as normal. And then we're going to head towards the last boss. So you click on the tornado, it'll take you to the next set of platforms, and we're going to come across some trash. Now there is a healer within this trash pack, the Adept, so I would recommend focusing that down first, because it does a decent amount of healing, to be honest. It heals for about 40% of the HP, and he'll also, I think one of the mobs, it might even be the Adept, will put out a bop. Not too worrying though. We're going to continue. So here there should be another orb hanging off the edge, but the locations are sometimes a little bit varied. But just look out for them, basically. They're always normally off the edge of the instance. You have to jump to get them, so just keep an eye on them. And that trash pack there, unfortunately the footage broke. But basically there's a big sort of lightning triangle, and that lightning triangle makes anyone inside immune to spells. So what you'll want to do is drag the mobs outside of the triangle to make them basically, you know, killable, essentially, especially if you're like a paladin and stuff like that. Things like Judgment, Exorcism won't work on them, you'll just have to auto them to death. So try and bring them out of the triangle. If you need to pull them back or whatever you need to do, get them out of there just to make it a bit easier to kill them. If you need to use some CC on these packs, I would recommend it. These ones do actually hurt. And this pack in particular has 2 healers, and the heal does a lot of healing, as I mentioned before. So having both the healers just free casting, it's going to be a little bit difficult to kill anything. So use a bit of CC, kill them, and you'll be good to go. Now on this bit, what you need to do is there'll be a tornado that follows you down. It'll give you a small speed buff, and you'll have to use that speed buff to give you the momentum to run off the platform and click that orb. And that's like 7 orbs we've come across so far, so as you've seen, I've not even like seen them all, and that's already 7, you know, so there's plenty of orbs throughout the dungeon. Just click them, but the downside is every time you jump off the instance, it'll teleport you back to the beginning. That's why I said I'd recommend wait until you've cleared the dungeon. And now we're on to the last boss, and the achievement here is no static at all. If you kill the boss fast enough that he doesn't even cast static cling, then you'll still get the achievement. But basically what you need to do is whenever he casts static cling, when he gets right to the end of the cast, you want to jump. If you end up getting rooted to the ground, you've failed the achievement, you'll want to kill yourself and come back in and try again. But if you do it successfully, you jump when he does static cling, then you'll be perfectly fine, you've completed the achievement, and you're good to go. So that is both the achievements, how to do them within this dungeon. Hopefully this guide's helped you out. Look out for more of these dungeon guides coming soon, and as I said, now would be the good time to go back through the dungeon. The orbs will still be there, and start collecting the 5 orbs that you need for the extra credit bonus stage. The only ones I'd recommend doing there and then is the ones from the second boss, the dragon, as those kind of, you know, require the boss to be able to get them. But the rest of them, just do it as you go along, and you'll be perfectly fine. So thanks for watching, guys. Look out for more of this series coming soon. Hopefully you enjoy it. See ya! Also, before you go, over at wow.stratix.com we are giving away a digital deluxe version of Warlords of Draenor. The competition is open to anyone in any region, and there'll be a link with a bit more information on how you enter in the description below. So go over there, enter, go and win yourself some free stuff. Jobs are good. And also, on a side note, Stratix is also looking for content creators for the WoW stream and the WoW YouTube. Now you would need to be consistent in doing that, and there is a little bit of quality control involved, so make sure your quality behind both are good. But you can apply for either. Send me a message at Syiler, or an email at syiler@stratix.com if you are interested. Just title it like WoW Stratix Streaming or WoW Stratix YouTube, and we'll go from there. So I hope to hear from you, I hope you enter the giveaway, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!